5 for 5 from the floor for the mailman. A little thank you pass from Barkley to Michael.
A little bit of magic in Charles Barkley that time. Behind the back, drops it off.
Jordan going for the steal. Drexler with a drive. And remember what Magic told us last week. Clyde Drexler, when Portland figures out that he's the man to have the ball in the close games at the end, then the Blazers are really going to be the supreme challenger to the Chicago Bulls. 20-second timeout.
And I think what happened just then is that Isiah called the 22nd timeout. Suit it up. Michael with the ultimate finish, and you know, when that tongue is hanging, something bad is going to happen, and Michael is the one that is doing it.
His idol, as he grew up, was David Thompson, who was a great star at North Carolina State. And David in the Legends game last night with a serious knee injury, and we hope he has a quick recovery. Ewing fouled by Robinson, his first. Patrick Ewing, he was a member of the '84 U.S. Olympic team with Chris Mullin and Michael Jordan. And he's been working out in the summer, last summer, 4 hours a day with Dikembe Mutombo. And Mutombo really has credited him with helping his offensive game.
Talked to him yesterday a little bit about the start by the New York Knicks, and smiled and said, yeah, but you know what? We still have a lot of doubters out there. They don't think we're for real.
Mutombo rooting for his fellow Hoya pal, Patrick Ewing. Ewing from Jamaica, Mutombo from Zaire, Elijah Wan from Nigeria. The big men in this game. It's interesting. It's an international list of talent. Malone blocked by Ewing, but I believe Barkley got a piece early.
Well, the game is wide open. When Magic pitches ahead and you get big men running the floor like this, Karl Malone makes it a little bit easier.
Don Nelson, it's all smiles on that western sidelines. Malone wearing number 11. His jersey number with Utah, number 32, and that's taken by Magic every year. He changes it. He wore 4 for Sloan, his coach, 7 for Pistol Pete in honor of Maravich. Frank Layden's high school number was 26. He wore 13th last year because he was the 13th player picked in his college draft, and 11th because 11 today because he's number 11 on the U.S. Olympic team. That'll be the number he'll wear in Barcelona. Michael Jordan will wear number 9. Drexler, what an athlete! What an athlete, Clyde Drexler.
When they're in full stride, it's tough to tell which one gains more ground, Drexler or Pippen.
Isiah unable to connect at the other end. Drexler with Mullin. Jordan back. Magic. There's the assist to Robinson.
Davidson, I'll get that assist for you yet. Here it is. Magic Johnson.
Michael. That one didn't need any help. It trickled in, and Jordan leads the East with 14, but they trail by 31 points here with 8.5 to go in the third. Malone gets the assist to Robinson.
It all starts with Magic going down to the box where he played for so long, the Laker team initiating the offense as a postman, and then it's just a matter of making the right decisions, passing the ball.
Ewing, a little shuffle step, no whistle, and Johnson comes up with it. Here's Magic. Deflected and stolen by Isiah. Jordan sets up Pippen, and a foul Robinson. And Pippen explodes to the hole.
It's making the right decisions, finding the right people, and knowing who to give it to and when. That's a pretty good guy right there, David Robinson. When you have numbers and you fill and you play unselfishly, easy scores take place.
Pippen converts the three-point play, and the East is within 30.
Isiah extending the defense for the East, trying to pick up Magic full court, pressure him, force some turnovers perhaps.
Magic has knocked away to the west with 9 on the shot clock. Well, with Magic playing this well and showing that even though he's not, one of the questions would, it shows you're working out and you're running, but you're not playing competitively, showing that he still very much belongs. Laker fans are going to say, hey, why not? All-star time. You're getting ready for the Olympics. Why not play for the Lakers in the playoffs? Drexler not there.
I don't think anyone ever said that when the HIV virus was detected that his skills had diminished anyway. The concern here is for the man's health, his well-being.
And it'll all be based on what the medical people tell Magic, that if he's going to, that kind of stress and playoff action and travel is going to really create a problem in terms of years or days or even months lost on the back end of his life, and he'll be advised not to do it. Drexler at the end of the break, keyed by Magic. 96-66. Jordan, Drexler is whistled for the foul.
A little bit of touch pass basketball, play unselfishly, give and go, get it back, makes it nice.
4 passes, the ball didn't hit the floor. Won the MVP, and of course he's the general manager that selected Magic Johnson as a #1 pick of the Lakers.
And if you think it's important to play with Magic, the 2 forwards for the West, Mullen and Malone, 9 for 9 in field goals with Magic directing the show.
Magic with a steal. And of course he's the king of the triple doubles. Turnover, and it's Michael Jordan's hands. Magic haunting Michael, and Ewing the beneficiary. Some hand checking by Magic Johnson. He looked like a NHL hockey star trying to use that stick to slow down the man advancing the puck. Here comes Zeke to Jordan, who passed up the easy basket, and Barkley misses the follow. 3-on-1. Karl Malone. Chip by Drexler, and it almost went in. Thomas. Drexler. Magic to Mullen. That soft left hand of Chris Mullen, who has been the Warriors' leading scorer the last 4 years. Leads again this year. He's #4 in the league. In fact, over 26 a game. He's 5 for 5. Thomas inside to score his 9th point. Isiah Thomas in the Olympics. That perhaps is the most intriguing of all the possibilities.
There's probably 6 players out here today that we could talk about that deserve a spot on that Olympic team.
Jordan holding Olajuwon, and that's a big guy to hold.
Well, right here as Jordan brings it up floor, Magic trying to wait, get back here, get back here.
Trying to green fly him.
And then Michael playing unselfish basketball finds Ewing.
John Stockton now in for Magic. Olajuwon unable to connect. Here's Barkley. 5:13 left in the 3rd period. The West 2 points from the century mark, leading by 28. Michael and Drexler, and that's a great one-on-one. And Drexler usually scores right with Michael in the Bulls Blazer matchups. Pippen, and that was Olajuwon. He had his hand almost up inside the basket to reject it.
And Scottie Pippen was determined to put that thing down with his left hand. You talk about meeting some opposition. There it is right there in Akeem.
Jordan. Pippen knocks it away from Stockton. Scottie Pippen won't fall. Olajuwon to Mullen, stolen by Jordan. That's why he's also one of the top defenders when they make the All-NBA defensive team out each year. Mullen. Stockton unable to steal.
Well, one thing he likes to do, Michael Jordan, is hang around for the outlet pass, kind of sneak in behind the offensive player when he's not looking, and as a result, picks up a few easy points.
16 now for Jordan to lead the East. And Isiah has 2 more, and he has his number 11. Drexler so quickly with the answer at the other end. He has 18 now to lead the West.
How he got that basket up, switched hands, got it in off the glass with his left.
in his 13th, and it's 100-76. The West over the East with under 4 to go in the third period. Isiah didn't get the foul, but he got the turnover, and here comes Michael. And Stockton a little too tight on the defense, and he has his first foul.
His first 14th foul.
Don Nelson getting ready to send James Worthy into the lineup.
West substitution at number 42.
And here comes
Worthy.
the veteran Laker from Gastonia, North Carolina. Jordan and Sam Perkins, his teammates on that 82 Tar Heel National Championship team that beat Georgetown, the buzzer. Who made the shot? The freshman Jordan.
And the West a little bit better able to match up with this team on the floor. The D's has speed and quickness to match.
It's Drexler. Jordan tried to deny, and Clyde Drexler saying, I'd look pretty good in a red, white, and blue USA uniform in Barcelona.
Well, he was one of those 6 names. You know, take it easy, Clyde.
Ewing is fouled. Darrell Gerritsen, Joe Crawford, Tommy Nunez are the officials in this 42nd All-Star Classic. Clyde Drexler, 20 points, 9 for 14, 10 points here in the third period. I just, as a fan, I'm always delighted when I walk in the sign and I see Clyde Drexler is playing. I just think he doesn't get the publicity that some of those in major media areas do, but Drexler is just a phenomenally entertaining guy to watch.
It's going to be so difficult for the Olympic Selection Committee to decide who's going to fill those last 2 spots. Are they both collegians? Is it one pro, one collegiate player? When you talk about these people out here, how do you pick between a Thomas, Hornacek, Price, Dumars, Rodman, or Drexler?
Stockton for 3. Rodman with a rebound. He's in double figures, leads the way. Stolen by Stockton, one of the best in the league, as he pickpocketed Isiah Thomas. 7 for Stockton. As it was Isiah against Stockton's team, the Jazz, that caught a huge bump from Malone that sidelined him.
And many felt it was because Isiah happened to tune him up for 44 points the game prior.
Worthy from 20 feet has 7. Foul on Stockton.
West timeout.
Quick hands, John Stockton.
3rd in the league at picking up the free ball, John Stockton.
Feint shot. Steve Jones.
All right, Dick Kimberg, I'm over here with the leading vote getter in the West, Karl Malone. And first off, it's a different game for you than it was a year ago.
Oh, absolutely. I think right now we're just out rebounding the ball, running, helping each other out. And it's great to be on this end of it now because we hadn't beat these guys in 3 or 4 years. But we're just running the floor right now, getting a lot of easy baskets.
All right, Don Nelson said that Magic was a big difference, of course, in the locker room. Your thoughts about Magic, perhaps even coming back in the playoffs?
Well, my thing is this right here. I won't say he's finished till he's finished. The thing about him, though, is he do so many good things for the game of basketball. He's playing great now. I think the last thing Magic wants you to do is feel sorry for him because he's playing his butt off. He's still the same Magic to me.
All right, back to you, Dick.
Yeah, thank you, Snapper. As Worthy gets in that conversation from Karl Malone, there is a good point made, and so often we want our stars not to leave to the point of desperation where we make them stay too long and they embarrass themselves. And there's a little bit in there too. I think all of his friends in the NBA don't want Magic to play if he can't be at the top of his game.
No, because you remember Magic for what he was and what he did for the game, and why should you think of him in any other way other than the greatness that he has exhibited?
Nothing to mar that today. As Stockton gets 2 more for the West, 9 for the Utah All-Star. Brad Daugherty wearing number 43. That's after his idol, and he's not a basketball player. Drexler, so outstanding in the open court.
You let him run out. You have guys that can get the boards the way the Western Conference has done so far. You catch him one-on-one defensively, you have a lot of trouble in the backcourt.
Price goes off Hornacek.
East ball, 12 seconds.
Price with that knee surgery of a year ago, still not 100%. There's Drexler. Tell you, that guy, whoever gave him that nickname, that just is it. Perfect.
Well, how many guys can go from half court to the basket in 2 dribbles and finish the play?
Reggie Lewis. Rodman, I tell you what, a pretty good start on a 4x400 relay would be Clyde Drexler and Scottie Pippen. I mean, I'd take that as my first 2 and a couple of physics majors, and you pick your 4.
And I'll tell you one other guy who I'd add to that team that's not playing today but was voted on this team. That's Dominique Wilkins. You should see him fly.
Scottie Pippen on cue and rejected by Elijah Wan. Again by Elijah Wan, spoiling the fun for the East. Hakeem, second in the league in blocks this year to David Robinson.
Substitution number 10, Tim Hardaway.
Just when you think that it's going to be easy and you're going to get a deuce, no. No way. We're not going to let you have it. Come try again. And I'll get a little help from my friend.
Clyde Drexler helping out Hakeem. Dominique Wilkins, voted to this All-Star game, is here in person with on crutches, sitting over on the sidelines. Worthy. Good hands by Elijah Wan. Tim Hardaway. 3-pointer for Hardaway. And the West just keeps right on hitting. Wow. 2 out of 3 from 3-point range for Hardaway. Have to start checking all the scores to see if this is the most lopsided. It's on its way to being one of the most one-sided All-Star games ever. At this point, a good chance with just seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Doherty stolen by Stockton. No mercy from the West. Doherty takes it right back to Price.
Showing that once upon a time he would have been a great wide receiver.
He's feisty enough. 115.83. 3, 2, 1. Hardaway, it counts if it goes. And that's the end of 3. The West 115. The East 83. And Clyde Drexler missing only 5 out of 15 shots to lead the way with 22 points. Royally entertained by the best of the NBA here at the Orlando Arena. And it's been the West, the save from the get-go. Every period outscoring the East. There's Hammer and Deion Sanders on the near side. Was that Atlanta Falcon cry, too legit to quit? Well, these guys are not, well, too legit to sit. I mean, that's okay, I guess. Ahmad?
All right, Dick. Now, Scotty, I just saw 2 shots get blocked right in a row down there in the other. That's part of the problem here.
Yeah, that's definitely the problem. But, you know, it was a good block, but I thought I got fouled, too. So it's a tough game. I guess the game going their way, so everything working towards their momentum.
Can you guys come back?
It's going to be tough, but we're not going to give up. We're not going to let them blow us out and embarrass us. So we're going to continue to come at them. Hopefully we'll make a comeback into this quarter.
All right, man. Back to you, Dick.
Boy, it's Scottie Pippen, the basso profundo of the NBA, with our own Ahmad Louis Rashad. 34-point lead now for the West. The all-time difference was 42 back in 66 when the East beat the West 137-94. 43 points. 43. Elijah Wan and a foul.
Well, the Eastern team, besides pulling out their 3-point attack, you better get all those guys behind the 3-point line, start getting them up there. Needs a few stops at the defensive end to get them going.
Hakeem raises the goggles for the free throws.
Normally during the basketball game, a team might have an outstanding first quarter, an outstanding half. They shoot over 60%. You say, hey, they're going to come back. Don't worry about it. In the second half, they'll shoot 30. It'll all balance out. 3 straight quarters, the West has shot over 60%.
Elijah Wan hits 1 out of 2. Now has 6 in the game. Reggie Lewis, as you heard the defense yell for help on that Eastern team, and nice to refresh the memories, knock away some cobwebs. The all-star team that has the largest margin of victory: Jerry Lucas, Chet Walker, John Havlicek, Willis Reed, Will Chamberlain were the starters. Bill Russell, Sam Jones, Hal Greer, Oscar Robertson, Adrian Smith. And Adrian Smith of Cincinnati led the scores with 24.
Not a bad bench, is it? A guy named Bill Russell and Oscar Robertson coming off the bench.
Oh, my. Reggie Lewis makes it 118-86. Hardaway, Hornacek, Stockton, a small lineup for the West with Magic and Olajuwon. And Rodman forces the turnover. Mark Price and Joe Dumars in the backcourt for the East with Rodman, Lewis, and Doherty. Brad Doherty. Reggie Lewis over Hornacek for the rebound, and Dumars can't hit the three. Lewis saves again. Dumars throws it away. Olajuwon bats it to Hardaway. Blocked by Lewis. Magic misses the layup.
It was too easy. He was right there in front of him. He didn't know what to do with it.
Price to Lewis, too high. Magic Johnson with 16 points in the first half has not scored in the second half. Now the fans just sitting and watching and wondering if the West will ever slow down.
Light, the great beer that's less filling. It's it, and that's that.
Hugo the Hornet from Charlotte. Not too bad. That gets a few difficulty points. 1991-92. Of course, the biggest story, not only the NBA, but all of the sports world, that shocking day when we learned that Magic Johnson had tested HIV positive and retired.
And then a few other events. Bird and McHale being out as much as they are. The Celtics expecting to make perhaps their last run at it. Still right in there behind the Knicks. The Bulls on pace for a 70-win season. Can they do it? In New York, Pat Riley rejuvenated the Knicks in first place right now, surprising people. Dominique Wilkins out for the remainder of this year. Hopefully will return next year with the torn Achilles tendon. The Miami Heat 23-25, right in the thick of the playoff race, surprising many. And then that Pacific Division, 4 teams, all in the race, 4 games separated.
He didn't want to embarrass him.
And Magic still, come on, bring it back here again.
Magic raises his hands triumphantly. At the other end, Marley. Central Michigan, Dan Marley said he's Dave Kylett's up there, and 30 years said they've never had a better scholar athlete.
They're all taking a shot at the Magic
Oh,
man.
no, it's Jordan against Magic. The crowd on its feet. Well, this is a mismatch, and Magic would be the first to admit it. Michael Kind.
And that's two Magic said. Bring the next one on.
Yeah, who wants it next? Showtime in Orlando. The final seconds.
Michael said, "You're not getting it."
Yes, he is. 6-5 three-pointer. Yes! Oh, my! Ladies and gentlemen, you just can't orchestrate it better than that. But when you're great, you deliver on cue. 3 straight trays for Johnson at the end of the game. 1 falling away. And his mother and father, Urban Sr. from Lansing, Michigan, there to lead the cheers. I think if he scored 5 points, he'd be the MVP.
The best thing was that after he made it, they just stopped, okay? The East was not going to take another shot. That's how it should end.
It's Magic. Ahmad?
All right, Dick, now to make the presentation to this year's NBA All-Star Most Valuable Player, Here's the NBA Commissioner, Mr. David Stern. And now for another special presentation, here's the Vice President of Brand Management for the Miller Brewing Company, Mr. Dick Strutt. About that baby hook shot.
Well, first of all, let me thank all the fans who voted me here. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I would also like to thank the players that decided that everything would be all right if they played with me and against me. You know, part of this trophy, I had to dedicate part of it to Tim Hardaway because he decided to let me start in front of him. So a lot of this trophy he deserves. I'd like to also say that I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me for the last 3 or 4 months. It's been tough on her, and she deserves a lot of credit. So, Cookie, I love you, and let's just take the trophy home. So, thank you. Maybe you'll see me back, maybe you won't, but I'll remember all these good times this afternoon. I'd like to thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you.
Irvin Johnson. All right, Dick. Back.
For Magic, bottom of the net from behind the three-point line. He says, thank you, folks.
The incredible Irvin Magic Johnson. More on 32 in a moment.